When temperatures drop, food becomes hard to find, or snow covers the ground, animals must rely on incredible survival strategies. Today, we're learning all about how animals survive the coldest months of the year. Some animals sleep through the winter. Others travel thousands of miles, and some keep trucking on with life but change the way that they live, or even how they look, to handle the change in temperature. So grab a snuggly blanket and a warm cup of hot cocoa as we explore the ways that animals survive the winter. Before we talk about animal behavior, it helps to understand what winter actually is and why it happens. Winter happens because the Earth tilts on its axis. In December, the northern hemisphere tilts away from the sun, which means less sunlight and colder temperatures. For animals, these environmental changes mean less food, shorter days, colder temperatures, and dealing with snow and ice. However, the entire Earth does not experience the same seasons at the same time. When the northern hemisphere is having winter, the southern hemisphere is actually having summer. It is tilted towards the sun. The equator gets direct sunlight all year, and therefore it is warm all year. Because of the challenges of the changing seasons, animals must find ways to survive until warmer weather returns. Some animals have figured out that they can travel to warmer places, and they go closer to the equator or even to the opposite hemisphere to escape the winter cold. We call this migration. Others change the way they look or how they act when winter comes. We call this adaptation. And others just sleep the cold away. That's the first strategy that we will discuss, something I wish that humans could do. Just sleep through winter. One of the most enviable winter strategies is hibernation. Hibernation is nature's way of hitting a pause button until spring arrives. It is a deep, long-lasting sleep-like state where an animal's heart rate, breathing, and body temperature drop. This helps save energy when food is hard to find. Animals can hibernate for a few reasons, and the main one is cold. However, animals have also been known to go dormant when there is a drought or if there is extreme heat. But today we are focusing on winter. Animals hibernate in winter because there is not as much food. They find a warm place where they will be safe from cold temperatures, which can be dangerous. Hibernation slows down the body because it saves energy, and the animals can go long periods without eating. One of the most famous hibernating animals is the bear. But did you know that bears are not true hibernators? They are torpor animals, or light hibernators. This means that they enter a deep rest, but they can wake up easily. Female bears actually give birth during this time, and they need to wake up to care for the cubs. As anyone with a newborn will tell you, it's not exactly the best time for peaceful slumber. Some other kinds of light hibernators include skunks and raccoons. If you'd like to learn more about raccoons, check out my video all about them. I love raccoons. So if bears don't really hibernate, then what animal does? Well, another famous sleeper is also a true hibernator. This animal actually has their own holiday to celebrate when they wake up, since they are said to be good at meteorology. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you some time to think about it, and I'll tell you the answer after I talk about some other true hibernators. Bats are true hibernators. Bats cluster together in caves to keep warm while their bodies enter a low energy state. I have a video all about bats if you want to learn more about them. Another animal that is a true hibernator is a chipmunk. These animals drop their body temperatures dramatically and can stay inactive for weeks or months. Queen bumblebees hibernate to start a new colony in the spring. Some species of amphibians are also true hibernators, like the American toad. Wood frogs can literally freeze solid. Their heart stops, but a special natural antifreeze in their body keeps their cells alive. Snakes don't hibernate like mammals, but instead they enter a dormant state called brumation during cold periods, which is very similar to hibernation. So, did you guys guess what the other famous hibernator is? People actually gather around to see this animal come out of its burrow after hibernation. If it sees its shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. Did you guess it? It's the groundhog. Groundhog Day was started by the Pennsylvania Dutch superstition and has spread to several places as a fun end-of-winter celebration. I have a video all about Groundhog's Day if you'd like to learn more. Now, when the day rolls around, you can tell everyone that while groundhogs may not be true predictors of weather, they are true hibernators. On the other end of the spectrum from the couch potatoes, we have the great travelers. Not all animals stay home during the winter. Many choose to leave. Migration is the seasonal movement of animals from one region to another. Most migrations are about finding food, warmer weather, and better living conditions. The animals migrate because food in their area disappears in winter. Water freezes, weather becomes too harsh for them, and some species need special places to raise their young. One of the most famous migrations in North America is the monarch butterfly. My daughter actually did a fun activity through her library where she colored a paper monarch butterfly and it was sent to Mexico. They will track its migration and get some information back in spring. If you want to see these amazing butterflies for yourself and you live in North America, make sure to plant native milkweed because unfortunately we are starting to lose this amazing species. Another migrator is the reindeer. They travel in enormous herds across the Arctic tundra, moving to areas with better grazing. I talk more about this in my video all about reindeer. Whales also travel really far to warm waters to give birth. You would think since whales are so big that they were the furthest migrating animals, but you would be wrong. The animal that migrates the furthest is actually a bird. Can you guess which one? I'll let you know at the very end of the video, but right now I'll give you a hint. It's not geese. Though geese are famous migrators and they do fly quite far, they aren't the furthest flyers. Their well-known V-shaped formation is not just pretty though. It actually helps them to conserve energy as they fly. So how do all these animals know where to go? Scientists believe migrating species follow different paths. Some have stored memories from past journeys. Others, like the monarch butterfly, use the Earth's magnetic field. Others use the sun or the stars. Animals using the night sky can have their migration thrown off by too many city lights, which makes the stars difficult or even impossible to see. So if you want to help, make sure to turn off your outside lights at night during the fall season. However animals do it, migration is one of the most impressive survival strategies on Earth. So what about animals that don't sleep through it or run away? Well, they have to adapt to winter and all the challenges that it brings. Adaptations are physical or behavioral changes that help animals survive. When we look at adaptations specifically for winter survival, we see some of the coolest features in the animal kingdom. Let's start with my favorite, changing color. Arctic foxes and snowshoe hares turn white to blend in with the snowy landscape during winter. Their fur changes color as the seasons shift. They are brown or gray in the warm months and bright white in the colder months. This color change can look quite messy as the animal grows out an entirely new coat. When there is less sunlight, their brains release hormones that signal their fur to switch from brown or gray to white. Their bodies produce less melanin, which is what gives their fur color. Less melanin means white fur. More melanin means brown or gray fur. Winter fur is not only white, it's also thicker and warmer. Each hair is hollow or fluffy, trapping air for insulation. By matching the snowy environment, they become harder for predators to spot and better able to sneak up on prey. These aren't the only animals that grow thicker fur in winter. Though they don't have the same color change, many animals get a winter coat. Your dog might be one of them. Wolves and their descendants, dogs, get thicker coats of fur in the winter. Deer are also known for this. They will also drop their antlers, but don't worry, it doesn't hurt them, and they grow new antlers next spring. Reindeer do this too, though the females will keep their antlers longer, so all of Santa's reindeer must be female. And the other kinds of foxes and rabbits that don't experience a color change do still get a warmer winter coat. Now, let's talk about packing on that winter weight. Seals, walruses, and bears are all known for building up layers of fat for warmth and energy. And I'm going to convince myself that's what I'm doing when I eat half of Santa's Christmas cookies. Now, enough of the physical, let's talk about behavior adaptations. Many animals, like squirrels for instance, create a winter store of food. Squirrels bury acorns and seeds throughout fall. The ones that they don't end up eating in winter grow into trees, helping to continue the forest ecosystem. Some animals get through the cold by living together. I already mentioned that bats like to snuggle up, but another famous cuddler is the penguin. Emperor penguins especially are known to form large huddles to keep out the winter chill, all while also trying to keep their eggs warm. If you'd like to learn more about penguins, check out my video all about them. Some animals change what they eat. For instance, deer like to eat grass in spring and summer, but as winter approaches and food becomes scarce, they switch to eating bark and twigs. Some animals build elaborate houses to keep out the cold. It's not just humans who are constructors. Beavers build tightly sealed lodges and store sticks underwater before the lakes freeze. Animals like voles create tunnel systems under the snow for insulation and safety. So, which animal migrates the furthest? The answer is the Arctic tern. The average annual migration distance is around 25,000 miles, but some individuals have been recorded flying up to 44,000 miles. The tern flies all the way from Greenland in the Arctic to Antarctica and back each year. It follows the sun to experience summer in both northern and southern hemispheres. Over a 30-year lifespan, the Arctic tern can fly more than 1 million miles in its migration journey. This seabird's journey is the longest migration of any animal, earning it the nickname the champion of migration. Winter is a tough season, but animals are amazingly prepared. Whether they sleep, travel, or adapt, each survival strategy helps them get through the coldest months of the year. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments which strategy you wish humans would adopt. Personally, I'd be all for some light hibernation, snuggling up in bed with a book and a massive food storage. What about you? And if you're interested in Arctic animals, check out this video all about polar bears. Teachers and homeschooling parents, check out the free worksheet that goes along with this video. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to get messy and make lots of mistakes today. Bye!